going to have all hands on deck for the series. I mean, that's just when you're shorthanded. He's got to be ready.
The story around Bronny James has always circled one question. Has LeBron James finally accepted his son may not belong on an NBA roster? For years, he defended and deflected, pushing back at doubt. But the 2025-26 season, the numbers and whispers from the Lakers locker room now paint a picture even he can't ignore. What follows is the full breakdown of how the Bronny experiment has unfolded and why the conversation has shifted in recent months. The headline that triggered this entire conversation did not come from a hot take artist on a morning debate show. It came from the Lakers.
We're going to have all hands on deck for the series. I mean, that's just when you're shorthanded. He's got to be ready.
Notice the framing. Bronny is not getting minutes because he has earned them through production. He is getting minutes because the Lakers are shorthanded and every warm body on the roster has to be ready. Reich then followed up with a line that on the surface sounded like a compliment, but
I think Bronny's improved a lot.
The moment wasn't loud, but it hit like a hammer. When JJ Redick said Bronny has improved a lot, it sounded harmless. But in NBA language, that's not praise, it's a label. A project, a work in progress, not ready, not trusted, not a difference maker. And standing just feet away, LeBron James, the loudest voice backing his son, had no real rebuttal. For months, LeBron pushed back hard. He defended Bronny James against critics, hyped his G League flashes, and challenged media narratives. But this time, the truth slipped through not in a dramatic confession, but in the way the team now talks about Bronny. Quiet, careful, limited. To understand why that matters, rewind to the beginning. Bronny was taken 55th overall in the 2024 NBA draft by the Los Angeles Lakers, a pick that raised eyebrows across the league. His freshman year at University of Southern California told a different story. For 0.8 points per game, under 37% shooting, and under 27% from three. Those aren't NBA-ready numbers. Those are stay-in-school numbers. But context mattered. LeBron wanted to share the court with his son. Rich Paul worked behind the scenes. And the Lakers, committed to keeping LeBron happy, made the move. Around the league, executives saw it as a gamble, one that risked exposing Bronny before he was ready. That fear showed up immediately. Bronny's rookie season was rough. 2.3 points per game, 31% shooting, limited minutes, and frequent trips between the NBA bench and the G League. The debut was historic, a father-son moment the league celebrated, but what followed was inconsistency, DNPs, and growing criticism that a year later. The pattern hasn't changed, just softened. Yes, there's improvement. His shooting climbed. His three-point percentage jumped to a respectable 38.6%. Free throws look solid. In the G League, he's flashed real potential 20-point games, playmaking, confidence. In that environment, he looks like a prospect. But the NBA isn't the G-League at the highest level. The gaps are obvious. He's not creating his own shot. He's not bending defenses. He's a low-volume spot-up option one defenders don't fear. And when the shot doesn't fall, there's no fallback, no second gear. The numbers don't lie, they expose. Across his NBA run, his efficiency rating lags far below rotation standards. Advanced metrics hover near replacement level. His impact, minimal. Compared to other late second-round picks, most either carve out roles by year 2 or disappear. Bronny sits in a rare middle ground. Still developing, still protected, still waiting. And that protection has a name, LeBron. Without him, the situation looks very different. League insiders have already hinted that Bronny's future with the Lakers is directly tied to his father's presence. If LeBron leaves, the safety net might vanish overnight. Off the court, the tension only amplified things. Stephen A. Smith became one of Bronny's loudest critics, arguing he simply wasn't NBA ready. His take echoed what scouts and executives had been saying privately. But when LeBron confronted him courtside, the conversation shifted from basketball to power, influence, and control. Was it a father defending his son or a superstar trying to silence criticism? Moments like that, plus subtle responses to comments from players like Jaylen Brown, kept feeding the same narrative. Every time LeBron stepped in, it reinforced the doubt he was trying to erase. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: if Bronny clearly belonged, no one would need to fight this hard to prove it. Even the messaging doesn't line up. LeBron insists Bronny ignores the noise. But Bronny himself admitted he sees it, feels it, and is working to prove people wrong. That gap between protection and reality is where the story really lives. Yes, Bronny has improved. That part is real. But improvement from a low starting point isn't the same as arrival. And until those two things become the same, this won't just be a story about development, it'll be a question the league and his own team can't stop asking. Is Bronny James an NBA player or an opportunity still waiting to be earned? The truth isn't being shouted anymore, it's leaking out in silence. What critics are saying now cuts deeper than any hot take. LeBron James isn't just defending his son, he's protecting a narrative. Not just for Bronny James, but for himself. Because once the conversation sticks strictly to basketball, the numbers and the scouting reports start speaking a language that's hard to argue with. And here's the twist. Bronny seems to get it. He's talked about grinding, earning minutes, proving he belongs. There's an awareness in his words, a realism. Meanwhile, LeBron's messaging has stayed polished, focused on growth, toughness, upside. It sounds supportive, but it dodges the core issue. Production hasn't caught up to opportunity. That gap has created an uncomfortable dynamic. Bronny is 21, an NBA player, a paid professional, not a kid needing protection from bullies, but an athlete subject to the same scrutiny every late second-round pick faces. Yet every time LeBron steps in, the conversation shifts. It stops being about performance and turns into family. Emotion replaces evaluation. And ironically, that may be costing Bronny the one thing he needs most: an honest assessment on his own terms. Then there's what hasn't been said, that LeBron has never publicly admitted Bronny was drafted earlier than his resume justified. Never acknowledged that the Los Angeles Lakers shaped parts of their roster around this father-son storyline. Never plainly said what insiders already believe. Bronny is a long-term project, not a rotation-ready piece. Instead, we've gotten deflections, confrontations, carefully worded praise that sounds strong but avoids every hard truth underneath. Strip away the emotion, and one question refuses to die. Fans have compared him to other late picks who produced more and still didn't last. Some argue he wouldn't dominate even a full G League season consistently. Whether that's harsh or fair, it reflects the same core issue. The opportunity feels amplified beyond the production. Defenders push back with 2 points. First, nepotism exists across the NBA in coaching staffs, front offices, ownership circles. True. Second, Bronny's 2023 cardiac arrest disrupted his development. Also true. But neither argument erases what shows up on the court. Because this isn't just about fairness, it's about scarcity. There are only 450 NBA roster spots. Every contract, every minute, every chance matters. When the Lakers committed to Bronny, they made a choice. And that choice carries consequences beyond one player's story. LeBron has never hidden his goal. He wanted to play with his son. He said it. He planned for it. He stayed in Los Angeles to make it happen. And he succeeded. But success came with a cost that IT bent the merit-based system the league tries to uphold. And now Bronny is stuck in the middle of it, all a young player trying to build a career under a spotlight he didn't fully control. That's the real tension here. Because Bronny didn't draft himself. He didn't script the narrative. He's just trying to survive it and maybe eventually rise above it. So where does that leave everything? Not with a dramatic confession, but something quieter that LeBron hasn't said the words. But his tone has shifted. The confrontations have cooled. The praise has softened. And voices inside the organization like JJ Redick are now framing Bronny as what he truly is, a developing player, not a finished one. The Lakers' actions say even more. Veteran additions pushing him down the depth chart. Reports suggesting his future hinges on LeBron's presence. That's not speculation, it's reality taking shape. And reality says this: Bronny isn't an NBA rotation player right now, but he's not hopeless either. The G League flashes 15 to 22 points, improved playmaking, efficient stretches are real. His three-point shooting jump from 28% to nearly 39% is real. The tools are there. The trajectory is there. The ceiling? A solid role player, a 3, and D-guard who carves out a long career. Not a star, Not a headline act, but a legitimate piece. And maybe that's the point everyone keeps missing, because the comparison to LeBron was never fair. It was never realistic. It was never winnable. What Bronny needs now isn't protection, that it's separation. Separation from the narrative, from the expectations, from the constant shadow of one of the greatest players in history. Because the next phase is coming fast. The day LeBron James retires or leaves, the safety net disappears. The spotlight won't dim, but the buffer will. And for the first time, everything will come down to one thing: production. No legacy, no leverage, no last name, just basketball. And when that moment arrives, the question won't be whether LeBron believed in his son, it'll be whether Bronny can finally prove on his own that he belongs. That wraps up this video. For more interesting videos like this, subscribe and check out the cards on your screen.